Hi everyone, this week we're going to be talking about some of the things to keep in mind when you're filming your vlog when you're actually out in Florida. It's a really exciting time, so it's so easy to kind of forget or make really simple mistakes. So this is just our quick tips for things we wish we'd paid more attention to last time.
And as I promised, I'm going to continue to wear my ears in every single video.
You're going to forget like instantly.
No, I remember today.
Yeah, and you're going to forget like immediately after this video.
Oh, so filming. Tell me about it. Tell me about what you do. Because I'm usually just like running in front of the camera every so often being like, hi.
Well, this week and next week kind of go a bit hand in hand, but they are two different subjects, so we're breaking them up, and it's filming and editing. And one of the things to always keep in mind is that you are going to have to edit what you film. So there are some simple things that you can do that make your life easier in editing that you need to remember to do while you're actually out in the parks. You want to start us off with one of those? Being the editor.
So the first thing you need to think about is one thing that I'm really bad at and Ash is really good at, and that's leaving a gap at the start and end of your clips. Don't start talking as soon as the camera comes on, because then you've got no leeway or any space to cut. Like, it's literally, the camera comes on, you're already talking. I'll actually do an example right now. So you can do it like this, or you can do it like this, and it's kind of, you don't give yourself the space, it's just a lot more rushed and not as natural, I feel.
This might seem like a really weird thing to do, and it will feel incredibly awkward when you're filming. In general, actually, just in general, it's gonna feel incredibly awkward, but the best thing about it is that you put it in editing afterwards and you can take out all the silences and you have a much easier job stitching together what you want it to look like at the end.
But also at the same time, if you make a mistake, then also I would say leave the gap, because there's been so many times I've been editing us and I've had to edit mid-sentence because you've gone, oh actually I want to do, oh wait, hold on. So I'm gonna do this again, and it's just really difficult. So if you go, so today I was gonna do this, it's just so much more easy to edit. And if you're not very confident in editing, just little things like that really help.
The other thing that should always be in your mind is, what is this shot gonna look like? How do I think this is gonna look? And now if you've got a screen on your camera that faces you, this is really easy, because you can see exactly what the shot's gonna look like, and you just need to look at that and go, does this look terrible? If you were filming like us with a GoPro, we didn't have that luxury, so we had to think a little bit harder about what is this possibly gonna look like, which we definitely picked up that we didn't do a few times in our vlog commentary.
So whenever I filmed,
I did it too. And it was
Mainly.
doing things like holding your camera down here and kind of hunching over it because you're not super confident about it yet. So you're kind of, when you think about that, the camera's down here looking up at you, and that's not a very flattering angle.
No.
There's a reason everyone takes selfies from up here. It's just so much more flattering. So always have a think about what that's actually going to look like. And if you are pointing the camera at yourself, point it slightly higher and angle it slightly down, and just sort of think, people are going to watch this. What do I want to look like in that shot? Do I want to look kind of hunched over the camera, or would I like nice arm's length, reaching out, drawing loads of attention to yourself?
But looking better.
But looking much better on the shot.
And I also, when I film, we noticed recently that I bow my arm out, so you actually see my arm in the shot, which is avoidable. You can tell people how you stop getting your arm in shot, because I just still can't understand it.
You just kind of curve your arm a bit to the right. It looks a bit stupid, but if you can hold it so that you keep your arm out the way, like this, whereas you were doing like this and sitting the camera out in front of you, so you get this.
I was holding it like this.
Yeah, if you kind of hold it more up the top right, and you can sort of basically have a practice with your camera as well before you go. And this was one of the things I wish we'd done more of. I did a few sort of camera tests before we went. I don't think I've got any of the footage left from them, but they weren't great, and I didn't really do it properly because I was very shy about the whole thing at the time. So I didn't really get a good feel for how I should be using the camera, and I think that definitely shows in the videos. There's lots of instances where if I'd practiced more with it, I would have been much more comfortable holding it out and drawing attention and being all like, yeah, I'm vlogging right now, and I'd be more used to how the camera works and how shots from the camera looks, and would be just a bit more clued in as to how everything's gonna look in the end. And that's really what you need to hold in your mind the whole time you're filming, is the end product and what you think it's gonna look like.
And this might seem like a bit of a weird point, but literally film everything. Anything and everything you could possibly film, even if you don't use it, because you don't have to use everything you film. Like, for example, our first day, we had an hour and a half, 2 hours worth of footage.
Easily an hour and a half, at least an hour, definitely, for sure.
And I made it a 15-minute video. Just because you film everything doesn't mean that you need to use it all, but at the same time it's really useful to have, because there was even points when we did it, I was like, do we have any footage of the restaurants? No. Okay, well that would have been really cool to put in here, and I could have got rid of something of us walking somewhere. It's always better to have a lot more to play with than trying to struggle with a really limited amount of footage that you don't really have much you can do with.
There's an old saying in filming is if you think you've got exactly what you need, you don't have enough. You need to be walking away from it going, I have got too much footage, I'm so covered, I have a clip of everything under the sun, and that's how you need to feel ideally about it. I mean, if you don't and you do miss some stuff, that's not a big deal. It's okay. It's just you want to give yourself the maximum possible options when you get back to the editing room, which we'll talk about next week, and sit down in front of it, and you don't want to be going, I thought I had more than this. Because when you come to film, every single time, it will feel like you've been talking for forever, and you'll look down at the counter and it's been 20 seconds. And you're like, that's actually not a lot. When you put it on a timeline altogether, it's a lot less than you think it is.
The next piece of advice I'd say I'd probably have for everyone, and it's one I'm so bad at, but Ash is actually really good at helping me with, and that is just committing to it. Like, so many vlogs I have seen, and they look so good. They have a really good first travel day. Lots of chatting at the airport, lots of explaining what they're doing, lots of really good footage, because that's the kind of videos I love. I love people talking through what they're doing and going along with them. And then you get to the rest of the days and it's literally just like, I don't want to say like every other holiday video, but you see the fireworks, you see the parade, and they're kind of completely almost missing from it because they've given up, and then you get near the end of the holiday and it's like, oh, we did this, but we didn't film it, we did this, we didn't film it. It's like, you should just, it will be so beneficial for you if you've got all this footage to look back on that's not just you travelling to the airport, because let's be realistic, when you go to Florida, although that's one of my favourite videos to watch, it's usually like the most unexciting part of it. You're going to Disney World, you want to remember it all, so film it all, just even if you don't want to, and just go, oh, do you know what, I'm just going to stop for the last few days, just do it.
Especially if you've set out to make a vlog. I mean, if you're just sort of filming casually for, you just want to have some video from the holiday, then that definitely doesn't apply. But if you've set out, you've started nice, and you've gone, hi everyone, welcome to our Florida vlog, we're going to show you this amazing trip, and half your video is, so we didn't really film anything last night because we forgot. It doesn't, I don't want to be critical of that, because that's perfectly fine if that's how you want to do your vlog, and if there are bits you don't want to share, then we totally understand that too. There's been bits we don't film and sort of skip over and just say what we did. But if you can film it and want to film it, forgetting is such a shame. Like, just really try and remember that you're doing this and that someone's going to watch it hopefully at the end of it, and would they like to see this, you know, and just try and put as much in there as you can.
Of course, there are obvious reasons why you might not be able to film. Like, we had all that technical issue with Animal Kingdom, and to be honest, we thought that day was going to be a complete write-off, but we had footage and we're like, do you know what, we'll just do what we can with what we have. And yeah, I understand that you can have technical issues, or your battery can die, or you forget your camera. So I'm not talking about those instances, I'm talking about when you just can't be bothered anymore, which is kind of, I get that. Well,
not even can't be bothered, but Disney is a lot of fun. And it's really easy to get distracted from the work, the thing that you kind of set out to do. It's very easy to forget and just get caught up in all of it. But if you really are trying to make a vlog, you've got to step back and you've got to remember, no, I am making a thing here and I need to do this.
I think it would be really interesting to see the difference from our next trip to last one because of our weekend vlogging. Like, yeah. I'm so much more aware of now of like, where's the camera? Get the camera out. It's the weekend. We're doing something, we need to film it. And there's so many times we'll say to each other, where's the camera? Have you got the camera? We need to film this. We need to film this. We need to film what we're doing. We need to get a shot here. And I think it's going to be so much more easier for us to do that when we go out there, because we're now so used to vlogging more regularly.
And that all rolls back to the practice. If you've got a few weekends before you go away on your big trip, and even if you're not doing anything, just vlog going around your hometown. vlog going to the supermarket.
Vlog getting ready for your holiday. I've literally watched like...
Well, sure, that
not
too,
like
but...
necessarily like packing and everything, just being like, okay, I've got 4 days to go, I'm really excited, oh, I've just got to fill these forms out today. Like, I actually really like following along with even like the mundane parts of like planning for a holiday. It's just interesting to see what everyone does differently.
But even if you never put it out, that's good practice for your technical side of things. You'll know how your camera's going to work, you know how it holds up to shooting, you know, okay, well, I can shoot for about half a day, so maybe I need to bring a charger or a second battery with me to the parks because it's running out like at 1 o'clock, and I know that I'm going to be doing more, so I need to film more there. You'll know, okay, well, looking back, this shot looks great, this one doesn't, maybe I need to tweak my settings a little bit. And finally, it'll just make you far more confident with doing it. We felt that our Animal Kingdom day, the one that was ruined by microphone issues, was actually our best day, because by the time we got to that day, we were in the flow of it. We'd gotten really, really used to talking to the camera. We were a lot less self-conscious about the whole thing. And I just wish we'd done far more practice before we went so that we could have been like that the whole time. I think that would have been a better vlog for people to watch if we'd been on our Animal Kingdom Day Prime the whole time.
And that's the day that's gone.
That is the day that's gone. But even stuff like that, like technical issues that we'd have probably been more aware of if I hadn't done the bare minimum testing and I'd actually sort of committed to it and vlogged a few weekends.
And you didn't use the broken wire.
That too. Now, one of the things to always be careful of, especially in Disney, is what's going on around you when you're filming. And that can be things like music or shows or like even just video clips playing on big screens behind you, because there is a thing on YouTube called Content ID that will automatically scan your videos for any copyrighted content. So a lot of the Disney songs that they play everywhere do exist in that. And if you are trying to make a vlog, the last thing you want to be dealing with is copyright issues on your videos. So wherever possible, if you can move even just around the corner from a loudspeaker blaring some Disney songs, you'll find it much easier to get not only usable sound out of those clips, because it's just a bit quieter, but just less legal issues to deal with afterwards. And it really doesn't have to be much. It can be as simple as just nipping around a corner, or just finding somewhere that's a little bit sort of sheltered behind you with your back to a wall maybe, just to try and block out some of those really loud theme park sounds.
Or just use your own music. There's been a few instances where and you see it quite a lot actually, people will put their own royalty-free, copyright-free music that they're allowed to use on videos over sections that will have the copyrighted music, so you can still see the footage and get to enjoy it, but you don't have to deal with, as Ash said, all the legal issues that come with someone else's music.
Because that is actually a big thing that can kill your vlog. And it's a 3 strikes and you're out on YouTube. If you get 3 copyright claims, your channel will be closed. So trying to make sure that you have the rights to use everything that you put on is a really important thing. We'll talk a little bit more about how you get around that sort of in the editing side of things. I think that that's a really good topic to cover. But in filming, wherever possible, just minimize the chances that you're gonna have to do that. I mean, it's always really tempting to say, it's fine, I'll just fix it later, but sometimes that's 2 hours worth of work that you don't have to do if you just take 30 seconds to drop around a corner.
And I think the biggest point I would like to push here, probably above camera equipment and above how you film and above all of that, is be yourself. Like, it's so easy to either be a really exaggerated version of yourself or to be like someone else that you watch or, you know, you enjoy. It's difficult. You kind of mimic other people, and it's fine, but it's not you. And I think the good thing about these sort of videos is you really get a chance to put your personality across. And if you're going to be watching this back in future, you want to see how you enjoyed it, and not how, like, I don't know, there's a few examples even from our vlogs where I cut out bits of myself because I was like, I don't know if that's the version of me I want, like crying when we got to, I mean, most of those we added to the bloopers, but
we got comfortable enough eventually to share them. But
like, my sense of humour sometimes is a little bit dry, and just being emotional and excited about things, I'm like, or showing a worse side of myself. Like when we're on the plane, I was like, I don't want to show any of this, but now I film weekend vlogs and like, I've just woken up. Like, you just have to accept yourself for who you are, and other people will love it.
I mean, we didn't do that too much for our vlog. We were very much us, but we were a bit too guarded, I think, and we always felt a bit like we're doing this thing for the internet. We're a bit about the whole thing, and I think that we should have just relaxed a little, been a little bit more ourselves, and it just would have been not less stressful, but just more natural, and we'd have probably got into the flow of things a lot easier. Because I mean, that was what the Animal Kingdom Day was, really. From what I remember,
just us
it was
being us.
Just us being us, and it was the easiest day to film. It was our favourite one that we thought we'd done. And
Oh,
we lost the whole thing.
sad. But to be fair, I feel we're there now. Like, whenever I watch our weekend vlogs back now, this is us now. We have got comfortable enough filming that I feel that this is me, and I hope when people meet me that I'm the same as I am.
You're basically the same, yeah.
Just as, you know, the only thing I really cut now is when I make a stupid comment, because like I'll say something and Ash will be like, what? And I'll be like, oh, that's not a real thing, or that doesn't make sense. Like when I said, what was it even that I said that happened in 1966 or something, and you ended up keeping it in?
Oh, I can't remember.
Some battle or something, wasn't
The Battle
it?
of Hastings in 1966, yeah.
And stuff like that I cut because I'm like, I want to seem that stupid on the internet, but you kept it in, which was annoying.
And sort of related to that, the overall takeaway is that if vlogging stops you having a good time at any point, just stop. And I know we said film as much as you can, film everything that's possible and all the rest of it, but if you do get out there and like by day 3 you're like, you know what, this is just really, really not for me, don't put your holiday at risk for that. Just go back to being yourself. Keep filming things if you want to. Don't if you don't want to. Like, you're the only people that make the vlog. It's your decision. Don't feel like you have to do it because you said you would. And if it starts stopping you having a good time, that's really not okay, and you should just take a step back. It is your holiday at the end of the day, and just make sure you're enjoying yourself the whole time.
I think those are some good tips.
I definitely wish we'd watched this video before we made our last vlog.
Well, we can watch it before making our next vlog.
Shameless plug for our next trip happening next year. So thank you all for watching. I hope you found something useful to take away from this. Let us know in the comments if you've got any additional tips and tricks that you've picked up when you've been filming your vlogs, and we will see you next week. Editing next week.
Oh,
Which is all Sarah. I've been doing a lot of talking up till now. Now it's your show.
then it's my time to shine.
You're going to be running the show.
One last non-video related thing, but also video related thing, that won't interest 95% of you, but for the 5%, I'm going to start putting what makeup I'm wearing in the videos in the description, because I get comments
Pretty often,
usually about my lipsticks, to be fair,
Yeah.
asking what lipsticks I'm wearing, and I have to watch the video back and try and remember, like, what was I wearing a year ago? So I'm going to just start putting everything I'm wearing in the description on my face. Wait, not going to put the description.
Everything you're wearing on your face in the description.
So if you do want to know, it will be down there. I won't put links because that will take forever, but I mean, you'll get the gist. I'll put the brands.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching this video. Really hope you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and why not subscribe to our channel? You can also check out one of our other videos that should be on screen right about now.